Hello and a very warm welcome to another edition of Sports 360, your one-stop destination for all the big sporting events of the week. It has been a dizzy week in the sporting world. The COVID-19 virus had already made its mark on the global stage as events and games overseas had been cancelled, postponed or played in venues without fans. The final economic impact from the lost sporting events will be in $1 billion, and sporting world is feeling the weight of the outbreak that spread from China to most of the countries around the world. History was also made in the boxing qualifiers where 9 Indians made the cut to participate in the 2020 Summer Games. I am Tapush Bhattacharya and let's get started with the top story of the week. Dozens of international sports events have been cancelled or postponed around the world amid an outbreak of coronavirus. The epidemic has plunged the global sporting calendar into disarray and cast a shadow over the preparation for the 2020 Tokyo Games and now over IPL. Qualifiers of the Summer Games in Japan are among the growing list of competitions either pushed back or relocated because of the virus. Here is more in this report. BCCI has decided to postpone the 13th edition of the Indian Premier League, and while it was originally set to start from 29th March, it will now be held from 15th of April. BCCI said to meet the IPL team owners on Saturday before start of the IPL Governing Council meeting, and the way forward will be discussed then. The franchisees are clear that they are okay to have the games minus the fans. They want the foreign players as that is what makes the IPL a cricket carnival. India's remaining 2 ODIs against South Africa in Lucknow and Kolkata have been called off amidst the new coronavirus outbreak. The first ODI in Dharamshala on Thursday was washed out before a ball being bowled. The rapid spread of coronavirus is causing cancellation and delays to sporting events around the world. Australian pace bowler Kane Richardson is the latest to join the list and will not play against New Zealand after he was tested for the coronavirus. Richardson reported a mild sore throat, prompting Cricket Australia to take action and remove him from the group. The PGA have announced that Players' Championship will be cancelled after one completed round. Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo is in quarantine after Juventus teammate Daniel Rugani tested positive for COVID-19. Ronaldo flew back to Portugal to visit his mother, who recently suffered a stroke, before the news broke, prompting him to stay in his homeland rather than fly back to northern Italy, where coronavirus is at its most rampant. Formula 1 season opening Australian Grand Prix has been postponed after McLaren withdrew from the event when a team member tested positive for coronavirus. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has tested positive for coronavirus. Earlier members of the Gunners playing squad has gone into self-isolation, forcing the immediate postponement of the club's Premier League game at Manchester City, the first game to be called off since the outbreak of the virus in the English top division. La Liga has also suspended at least the next 2 match days, while Man City's clash with Madrid in the Champions League next week is off. Major League Baseball becomes the final in-season US League to postpone games, suspending preseason training and pushing back the start of the season by at least 2 weeks. Utah Jazz Donovan Mitchell is the second NBA player to test positive for COVID-19 after teammate Rudy Gobert. The NBA season has been suspended indefinitely. The Olympic torch lighting ceremony went ahead behind the closed doors in Greece, but uncertainty remains over whether the games set to start on July 24th will be cancelled or postponed. No professional tennis tournament will be played anywhere in the world until at least 20th of April. The ATP Tour has postponed all play for 6 weeks because of escalating health and safety issues arising from coronavirus outbreak. All tournaments on the men's ATP Tour and ATP Challenger Tour has been cancelled until 27th of April. No WTA tournaments will be staged for at least 5 weeks either, with ITF events also on hold until 20th of April. UEFA is considering postponing the European Championship until 2021 as it attempts to deal with the escalating coronavirus pandemic. European football's governing body will meet stakeholders to discuss a series of proposals aimed at solving the growing disruption of the calendar due to COVID-19, with the prospect of Euro 2020 being delayed for a year among the options being considered. All UEFA competitions, including Champions League and Europa League matches due to be played next week, have been postponed because of the coronavirus outbreak. The draws for the next round, set for 20th of March, have also been postponed. In the Champions League, Manchester City vs Real Madrid, Juventus vs Lyon, Barcelona vs Napoli, and Bayern Munich vs Chelsea are all postponed. Manchester United, Wolves, and Rangers matches in Europa League are off also. Sports Desk, DD India. Amidst growing concerns surrounding the coronavirus threat, the remainder of the Australia-New Zealand ODI series has been postponed. This comes a day after the first ODI of the three-match series was played behind closed doors in an empty Sydney cricket ground on Friday. The teams were to play the second and the third ODI on March 15th and 20th respectively. The two remaining India-South Africa ODIs in Lucknow and Kolkata were called off owing to the COVID-19 threat as the country's sports calendar continued to go haywire because of the global pandemic. The development comes a day after the BCCI held discussion with the sports and health ministries over organizing the two remaining ODI matches behind closed doors.
When Government of India at the highest level has taken a decision, we have asked all the sports federations to ensure that there is no large numbers of people gathering for the event, because that will cause lots of possibilities of spreading the virus. Subsequently, the shooting World Cup, which was to happen, also was postponed. The Olympic qualifier for the basketball also is postponed, and we had issued advisory to all the sports federations, including BCCI. So it's good that they have postponed it.
Well, news now from the Ranji Trophy. Skipper Jaydev Unadkat produced a lion-hearted spell when it mattered the most against Bengal, leading Maharashtra their maiden Ranji Trophy triumph a year after stumbling at the last hurdle. The win was achieved on the basis of the first innings lead. Bengal had the upper hand going into the day 5 after Anstup Majumdar and Arnab Nandi shared an unbeaten 91-run stand in the final session on Thursday. But Unadkat, who had single-handedly taken Saurashtra into the final with a 7-wicket haul against Gujarat on the final day of their semi-final, rose to the occasion yet again to script the historic victory. Meanwhile, Australia defeated India by 85 runs to win a record-extending 5th Women's T20 World Cup title at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Chasing a huge total of 185, India got off to a poor start and lost 4 wickets inside the power play overs. India could never recover from that early blows and were bundled out for 99 runs in 19.1 over.
Australian women's team won the toss on a fine day and chose to bat in front of a big crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Alicia Healy showed intent straight away with a boundary of Deepti Sharma's first ball. She smacked 2 more in an eventful opening over, which also saw her dropped by Shafali Verma. Opener Healy hammered 75 of 39 balls for Australia with the help of 5 sixes. Skipper Meg Lanning was caught for 16 and Rachel Haynes made only 4. But the late fight back wasn't enough to prevent Australia posting the highest score ever in a Women's T20 World Cup final. Beth Mooney remained unbeaten on 78 of 54 balls as Australia posted 184 for 4. Chasing a big 185-run target, India never got going as Australia produced a lethal bowling effort to reduce India to 3 for 18 after 3.1 overs. Megan Shute dismissed Shafali Verma for 2 runs. Smriti Mandana made 11 before being removed by Sophie Molyneux. Deepti Sharma and Veda Krishnamurthy showed some fight back, but after their departure, it was all over for India. This will be remembered as one of the most emphatic performances in a final by any side. The 86,174 strong crowd fell just short of breaking the record attendance at a women's sporting event, which stands at 90,185. Sports Desk, DD News.
Heartbreak for the Indian women's team, but Divyang Satyendra Singh Lohia from Madhya Pradesh has become the first Asian swimmer to cross the Catalan Channel of America. Satyendra holds the Asian record of crossing both the English and the Catalan channels. Meet 32-year-old Satyendra Singh, who developed 70% disability in both his legs due to medical negligence only a fortnight after his birth, and is the first Asian paraswimmer to cross both the English and the Catalina channels in a relay. The Indian contingent, which took to freezing waters of Catalina Channel, covered the distance of 36 km in 10 hours 59 minutes. In March 2019, Satyendra crossed the English Channel in 12 hours 26 minutes and subsequently entered the Limca Book of Records with his effort.
मुलाकात बहुत अच्छी हुई और मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि ये मुलाकात मेरी ज़िंदगी की सबसे बड़ी मुलाकात। अभी तक जितने लोगों से भी मिला हूं उतना टाइम आज तक किसी ने नहीं दिया जो अच्छी तरीके से। आज पीएम साहब से मैं सोचता नहीं था इतना टाइम देंगे, मेरे लिए 10 मिनट अलग से उन्होंने दिया और अच्छे से बात की और उन्होंने मेरे जो अचीवमेंट है उसके लिए बधाई दी। जो मेरे को इस साल बेस्ट स्पोर्ट पर्सन ऑफ द ईयर दिया गया उसके लिए बधाई दी और आगे जो मैं बढ़ूंगा उसके लिए भी शुभकामनाएं दी। और जो उनका जो दिव्यांगों को बढ़ाने के लिए उन्होंने कहा कि हमारा जो सुगम्य भारत अभियान है, हम ऐसे बच्चों को, एक टैलेंटेड बच्चे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने जो दिव्यांग शब्द दिया है ये उनके जो दिव्य कोई अंग है, एक आउटस्टैंडिंग स्किल होता है, उसको निखारने के लिए ही हमने दिव्यांगों की पहचान के लिए हम आगे ये कदम बढ़ा रहे हैं।
On Friday, Satyendra met Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Prime Minister tweeted, "I met the remarkable Satyendra, who is an outstanding para-swimmer. He has won several laurels and his life journey can motivate many. Some times back, he swam across the Catalina Channel. Best wishes to this bright athlete." Let Satyendra's story be an inspiration to us, especially on days when we feel that we cannot move ahead. Sports Desk, DD India. Well, now news from the boxing Olympic qualifier. Manish Kaushik became the 9th Indian boxer to book an Olympic berth after winning a box-off at the Asia-Oceania Olympic qualifiers in Amman, Jordan, as the country recorded its best ever qualifying numbers for the Olympics in boxing. World bronze medalist Manish Kaushik became the 9th Indian boxer to book an Olympic berth with a brutal box-off win at the Asian qualifier, as the country recorded its best ever qualifying numbers for the quadrennial showpiece event. Kaushik defeated Commonwealth Games champion and second seed Harrison Garside in the 63 kg category 4-1 to make the cut for Tokyo 2020 after a training showdown which left the Australian with a bloodied face and the Indian exhausted. However, there was no golden finish to the qualifying flourish as Olympic-bound finalists Vikas Krishnan and Simranjit Kaur ended with silver medals. While Krishnan had to pull out owing to an eye injury, world bronze winner Simranjit Kaur was outwitted by Asian Games champion Yeonji Oh of South Korea. The other Indians to have qualified for the Tokyo Olympics are MC Maricon in the 51 kg, Lovlina Borgain in the 69 kg, Pooja Rani in 75 kg, Amit Panghal in 52 kg, Ashish Kumar in 75 kg and Satish Kumar in the super heavyweight category. Before this, India's highest qualifying number for an Olympic Games was 8 for the 2012 edition in London. That too was achieved over more than one qualifying tournament. Sports Desk, DD India. Well, despite a dip of form of late, Liverpool are on the brink of history as they look to clinch their first league title in 30 years. When Emily Husky, who was at the club for 4 years till 2004, was asked about his observation about manager Jurgen Klopp and the team, he credited it to the emphasis on teamwork and how the Reds have become a well-oiled machine. Jason McTeer, a former Liverpool midfielder in the mid-90s, believed that the rivalry with City has helped Reds in developing their game. Joining me are two of the Liverpool's legends who are here in the capital. Emily Husky and Jason McTeer, welcome to India. First, tell us your experience coming here, looking at the kind of response that you have.
It's amazing. I mean, I'm always surprised at the amount of fans that greet us, the excitement, the enthusiasm the fans bring from all over the world. I just think it's amazing.
What you, Husky? You planning to try the Indian food, especially in Delhi?
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to come around different places in the world and see the fans. I think it's just like Jason said, it's amazing when you actually get out and see how many fans Liverpool have all over the world and how passionate they are. Some of them don't get to visit Anfield, but it's nice for us to actually come here and do activations with the fans.
Too much of what you call rivalry that has been made out, especially in Manchester City and Liverpool. It has actually eclipsed some of the older rivalry, Manchester United and Arsenal. Do you feel that this is something that is working for you guys big time?
Exactly. I mean, you need competition. You need other teams, whether it's individual, you need other players, pushing you, competition for places. But obviously you need that rivalry between other teams. We have, a really healthy, fantastic rivalry with Manchester United, as we do with Everton, the derby. But obviously, like you mentioned there, City's dominance over the last few seasons has pushed us to, get better and better and better, and that's what they've done. In sport, you need that healthy rivalry, and that's what they've done. They've pushed us to a new height, breaking all kinds of records. The lead we've got this season is fantastic, but you've got to thank City for pushing us to to reach them heights.
These two clubs in the City and Liverpool have topped the charts once again. But what about the other clubs? So what about a club like United, which is struggling? What do you think about them?
No, they will raise the bar as well. At the end of the day, I think Jason's mentioned it there. Like, you need the rivalry. It keeps everyone on their toes. It keeps everyone pushing. So I'm not surprised if they actually have another go and push next season and it be more competitive next season, which is what everyone wants to see as a fan. Everyone wants Liverpool to be at the top, but everyone wants to see it more, very competitive. And you know, I'm not surprised if it will be like that next season.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So that was the legends of Liverpool telling us that the benchmark has been set and the rivalry is actually pushing Liverpool to new heights. With cameraman Kalra, this is Tapush Bhattacharya, TD News. Young Carter Noonan's dream of seeing the Golden State Warriors and star Steph Curry were dashed courtesy the COVID-19 concerns. The 29-year-old Erin Costa Carter's mom had been planning their trip from Boston for 4 to 5 months now.
8-year-old Carter Noonan had dreamed of seeing the Golden State Warriors and star Steph Curry since he was 4 years old. Unfortunately, the Warriors announced that they will play Thursday's game without fans due to the COVID-19 concerns. The 29-year-old Erin Costa Carter's mom had been planning their trip from Boston for 4 to 5 months. She scheduled her shifts as a nurse outside Boston just so she could have a long weekend with Carter. When they landed at San Francisco International Airport, she received a text message that would bring tears for her die-hard Warriors fan of a son. The Warriors had announced that the game against the Brooklyn Nets at the Chase Center in San Francisco would be played without fans.
I've been wanting to go to a Golden State Warriors game since I was about 4 years old. And like, I've always just wanted to do it, and then it just gets canceled the day before it just.
We planned our whole trip around this game probably about like 4 or 5 months ago. We actually flew in today, right? We just came in about noontime, and right when we got in, my brother had texted me that the game was canceled, so we were so bummed. We came over to the gift shop, got a couple things, and talked to the box office to try to see if they would somehow let him in or do something, just because we flew all this way, but unfortunately they weren't able to do that, so we're a little bummed.
Noonan had even planned ahead, bringing his Nets star Kyrie Irving sneakers from home to wear with his throwback jersey for the Warriors that his mother bought when they arrived at the Chase Center, only to learn more about the changes to the game. The two admitted there were some tears when the news broke. Carter would have to wait to see his idol Stephen Curry in person another time. Sports Desk, TD India.
Now, Rick Charlesworth was among the first high-profile foreign names to be associated with the Indian hockey, and even though he left on a bitter note, his association with the country and its hockey seems to have an unbreakable bond. And the former Australian coach, considered by most as a guru of modern sports, believes the current Indian team is at par with the best in the world. Charlesworth said that the India-Australia summit clash is a possibility in the upcoming Tokyo 2020 Games. Joining me is a legend in hockey, Rick Charlesworth, and talking about Indian hockey, a team which you have, have been associated for a long time. How do you see in 2020 Indian team shaping up for the, marquee event like Olympics?
Well, let's hope the Olympics goes ahead. But I think that India has a very good team. They are capable of winning a medal at the Olympics, but the Olympics is often unpredictable and capricious, so you have to wait and see what happens. For me, the ideal game is hockey, the final between Australia and India. That would be wonderful.
That will be wonderful, but so where will your thing will be lying? You will be supporting it?
I'll be backing for Australia, but I have a great affection for India, and I think India is critical for the future of the game worldwide. So I'm pleased with what India has been doing, the way they have progressed, and I would like it to continue.
What about the Pro League? The Pro League is a lot of people are talking about, and they feel that this is the future. What do you have to say about that? Because you have been...
The Pro League's fine, but I would like to see an Indian Ocean League. Australia, India, New Zealand, Malaysia, all of the countries of this area playing together. I think that would be an important counterbalance to what happens in the European Championships. And I think it would be good. I'd like to see the Hockey India League operating again. That's been crucial to the development of hockey in this country.
In terms of players, there's some young talent coming up. Some old warhorse still there. Going forward, especially this is Olympic year. How do you see Indian team should make their progress? Do you think, do you want to see some changes?
Oh, you always have good junior teams. You have to keep working there. You have to keep working at every level to develop new players. In the end, being successful in the major competitions depends on two things: money and numbers. India has the numbers, and you have the resources too. So there's no reason why India can't continue to do very, very well.
What about the coronavirus? There's a lot of talk about going on. Do you feel that it's going to have a major impact in an event like Olympic? Or
I think we should be wary of the coronavirus. It's a real thing, and the consequences, if it's not managed, are dire. I hope that it won't affect the Olympics. I fear that it might, and they may have to be delayed.
Thank you so much for your time. So that was Rick Charlesworth telling us that is confident about Indian team chances, but definitely coronavirus is definitely a point that a lot of people are talking about, and he is also quite serious about it. With cameraman Rakesh, this is Taposh Bhattacharya, TD News, Delhi. Well, Atletico Madrid stunned holders Liverpool to reach the Champions League quarterfinals as Marcos Llorente's extra time double helped grab a 3-2 win on the night and a 4-2 victory on aggregate.
We tried everything. For 2.5 years, we had an exceptional ride in the Champions League. It's like we had party after party after party in the Champions League, pretty much. And it was tonight a party. Everything was set. It was great. Crowd exceptional. The stadium, everything showed up in the best way. The boys delivered super game, fought hard, played well, scored wonderful goals, but we lost. So that's it. No impact on nothing. So we have now more time to prepare the Premier League games. Obviously, we will see how the season will go on. Nobody knows that, obviously, in a moment exactly, and that's it. How was that? We were lucky in moments in the Champions League when we went through for some reason. Usually, we really deserved it, but there were lucky moments as well. Tonight, we are out. How was that? Atletico won both games. They are deserved in the next round. So now, from now on, we will watch Champions League instead of be part of. Yes. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain beat Borussia Dortmund 2-0 in an empty stadium due to the coronavirus fears to reach the Champions League quarterfinals 3-2 on aggregate. PSG made it past the last 16 after painful exit at the same stage in the last 2 years.
Controlling the match and scoring a goal. That was excellent up to this moment. After the goal, we lost the ball a little too easily, and we lost possession of the ball a little. We had a second goal. There were minutes where we suffered, but we always suffered together. We didn't have the help of supporters. That was more complicated, but we did. We are very, very happy with it. We can be proud. We had the chance to make the next round. I had the feeling in the first game and in the second game. We didn't play badly today. It was a tough at the start for 10-20 minutes. Afterwards, we pressed, had a lot of possession. We had played at very high tempo to win the ball. Overall, it wasn't bad. We were lacking the final pass, a bit of speed on the final pass. At the right moment, making it available and then running. Our game wasn't bad. The second red was totally unnecessary.
Well, Marcos Llorente broke Liverpool's heart with a 2 extra time goal in the Champions League round of 16 second leg match at Anfield, and he's our Sports 360 Player of the Week. Well, back home in India, Tapasya Shooting Sports Academy has given a new lease of life to budding shooters who are unable to take up the game because of steep expenses. Training under the watchful eye of Deepak Dubey, the academy boasts of some of the top-notch shooters who are honing their skills in the academy. In order to promote the sport of shooting in young Indians and fuel the dreams of billions in Olympics, Tapasya Shooting Sports Academy was launched. Under the supervision of Deepak Dubey, who has trained some of the top-notch shooters in the country, including world #1 Divyansh Panwar, the academy aims to train budding shooters who do not have the means to afford the expensive game.
जब कोई आपका वर्ल्ड क्लास का प्लेयर आपके बीच में हो तो आने वाली जनरेशन या सीखने वाले बच्चों को बहुत मोटिवेशन होता है। तो यही सोच के जैसे अभी दिव्यांश है, तो दिव्यांश को भी वो एक नर्सरी चाहिए जहाँ से उन बच्चों की तरह एटमॉस्फेयर चाहिए, और जो बच्चे नए नए उभर के आ रहे हैं उनसे भी सीखने को मिलता है। कई बच्चे ऐसा नया आ जाता है जो उसके पास हाई टेक्निक होती है या उसको वो जल्दी रिवोल्यूशन कर लेता है वो, तो उससे एक सपोर्ट भी मिलता है। मैं कह सकता हूँ कि जो कि जैसे दिल्ली एनसीआर में पड़ता है और गवर्नमेंट की बहुत बड़ी रेंज है, डॉक्टर कनिष्ठ शूटिंग रेंज है, लेकिन वो तमाम उन बच्चों तक नहीं पहुँच पाती है। जैसे कि स्कूल गोइंग बच्चे हैं, क्लास वाले बच्चे हैं, ट्यूशन जा रहे हैं और उनको हर अपना होमवर्क पूरा करना है। ऐसे में उनको अगर सुविधा मिलती है और तो ये खेलो इंडिया का जो प्रयास है गवर्नमेंट का, ये बहुत ही सराहनीय है। और उसी के तहत आज हर बच्चे के अंदर खेल भावना जागी है। हर पेरेंट्स चाहता है कि मेरा ही बच्चा खेले और उस मुकाम तक पहुँचे और देश का भी नाम रोशन करे, पेरेंट्स का भी नाम रोशन करे, स्कूल का भी नाम रोशन करे।
काफ़ी ऐसे शूटर्स होते हैं जो मतलब जैसे करनी सिंह भी किसी को अलाउ नहीं करती है। कुछ ऐसे आता है टाइम जहाँ पे वो कह देते हैं कि नहीं, सिर्फ रिनाउंड शूटर्स यहाँ पे शूट करेंगे, तो उसके लिए ये रेंज बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी है कि भी कोई भी आ सकता है यहाँ पे।
मेरे लिए काफ़ी इजी है यहाँ आना एंड ऑल, एंड ये काफ़ी फैसिलिटीज़ हैं इस रेंज पे, सो इट्स रियली नाइस फॉर मी। हमको मतलब मैचेस में भी इतने, जैसे कई लोगों को बस मैनुअल की प्रैक्टिस होती है, यहाँ हमको इलेक्ट्रॉनिक से भी ज़्यादा लर्निंग एंड ऑल होती है।
यहाँ पे प्रैक्टिस करने का फील क्या है, अलग आता है। अब जैसे करनी सिंह थी है ना, वहाँ पे अपन टाइमली प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं कर पाते थे क्योंकि मैच के टाइम पे वहाँ पे भीड़ काफ़ी हो जाती थी और वहाँ पे एक टाइम भी बन जाता था कि अपने को या तो 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटे ज़्यादा मिलती नहीं थी। यहाँ पे सबसे मेन चीज़ तो यहाँ कोच है, सबसे बेस्ट कोच हैं, दीपक सर है, शगुन मैम आती हैं, पूरी गाइडेंस मिलती है प्रॉपरली यहाँ पे। और शूटर्स भी यहाँ काफ़ी अच्छे आ रहे हैं, कॉम्पिटिट करने में उनके साथ काफ़ी मतलब बढ़िया भी रहता है।
The academy caters to the 10 and 25 meter shooting range exclusively for youngsters. The academy also aims to promote Khelo India youth players. With top coaches, dietitian and psychologists, the academy aims to carve out a name for itself in days to come. Tapas Bhattacharya's report, DD India. Well, before we leave you, here is a glimpse of the Olympics torch that was lit by the rays of sun in the ancient Olympia. Have a great day ahead.